I told y'all yesterday that the United States will not win in a trade war against China. Hey y'all, I'm Tabitha. If you come across this video and are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I will be happy to have you. If you've come across my video out there on social media and aren't following me on any of my social media pages, please hit that follow button. I will be happy to have you, unless you MAGA. I don't do MAGA. But like I said, the United States will not win this trade war against China. I got me a few good keys on yesterday watching some of the China videos. Now, a lot of people are saying it's all coordinated. It's a coordinated attack because you can't get TikTok in China. So how are all of these China distributors putting out these videos? I don't think you can't get TikTok in China. I think you can get TikTok in China. I think the TikTok in China is totally different from our TikTok. I think the TikTok in China, the content looks more like what's over on Red Note. Yeah, because I remember seeing videos coming from creators over in China, but it's nothing like the videos that we're exposed to here in the United States. But yeah, China is clowning the United States real bad. But this one right here, this one's my favorite.
They rob you blind and you thank them for it. That's a tragedy. That's a scam. That's why I'm saying this right now. Americans, you don't need a tariff. You need a revolution. For decades, your government and oligarchs only ship your job to China. Not for diplomacy, not for peace, but to exploit cheap laborers. And in the process, they hollowed out your middle class, crushed your working class, and told you to be proud while they sold your future for profit. And yes, China made money, but we used it to build roads, lift millions out of poverty, fund healthcare, raise living standard. We reinvested in our people. My family also benefited from it. What did your oligarchs do? They bought yachts, private jets, mansions with golf course driveways. They manipulate the market, dodge tax, and poured billions into endless wars. And you get stagnated wages, crippling healthcare cost, cheap dopamine, debt, and flagged wave property made in China while they pick your pocket. For 40 years, both China and the United States benefit from the trade, the manufacturing, but only one of us use that wealth to build. This isn't China's fault. This is yours. You let this happen. You let the oligarchs feed you lies while they made you fat, poor, and addicted. Now they blame China for mess they made. I don't think so. I don't think you need another tariff. You need to wake up. You need to take your country back. I think you need.
He ended the video by saying, I think you need a revolution. Listen, white America, he's talking to you. For decades, they've used your racism. They've used your hate towards Black people, Latino people, LGBTQIA plus people, women. They've used your racism and your hate for other marginalized communities to pick your pockets. For years, for decades, they used your hate and your racism, your desire to want to oppress other groups so that you can feel supreme. Yeah, they use that to build themselves wealth. Yeah, they told you that you were better than all the other marginalized communities. Donald Trump is doing that now. He's talking bad about marginalized communities while selling you a dream selling you a dream, and he is making a whole lot of money, and you aren't. The millionaires and billionaires that he surrounded himself with, they're making all sorts of money, and you aren't. And they got to be in these positions because they used your hate and your racism to get them into those positions. And now they are doing nothing for you. What they are doing benefits them, and they're using your pennies to do it. We don't have free health care in this country because you don't want black people to have free health care. We have a serious homeless problem in this country. And why? Because you don't want the government to help black people to get housing. You vote against everything that is in your best interest because you don't want black people to have access to it. Yeah. You want black people to stay in their place. Meanwhile, in doing that, the rich people are keeping you in yours. See, you think you have kinship with rich white people. You don't. They look down upon you. Yeah, your trailer park, their luxury. Hopefully one day you're going to wake up to it. I don't have faith in you, though. This is the game that they have been playing. Corporations, the millionaires and billionaires. This is the game that they have been playing for decades. And you've been voting for the ones who support the corporations and the millionaires and billionaires. Yeah, that's why you have crumbling roads and bridges. That's why your education in this country sucks. That's why when black people got on TikTok and started talking about black history, that's why you were clueless. You voted for the people that were against education. They didn't want you to know the truth about how this country operates. And so they used your hate and your racism to get what they wanted done. You voted for low wages. You voted for lack of health care. You voted for no housing. You voted for poor quality of food. That's what you voted for. And you did it all because you thought it will keep black people, Latina people down. And it worked. It worked. But now you are waking up. You are waking up to the fact that you thought it was just black people that were going to be harmed by the Republicans' policies. You're waking up to realize that you are doing just as bad, if not worse. All by your doing. So don't be mad with China when you look at their videos and they're showing you how well they are living. How the cost of living is so low and so affordable. Free health care. They don't pay property taxes. Their food is healthy. Don't be mad with China. Be mad with yourselves. Because as you look at your horrible, pitiful life compared to that of the people over in China, I'm here to remind you that this is what you voted for. And as I head out, I want to remind you, the United States will never win this trade war against China. As part as the trade between China and the United States, China would import beef and chicken into their country, bringing billions of dollars into the United States. Farmers doing well. China has now suspended importing chicken and beef and sorghum. China will now be getting their beef from Australia. Truth be told, the beef in Australia is probably more healthy than the beef that they were getting from the United States. In addition to that, China has halted exporting rare earth and other materials to the United States. Can you say up Schitt's Creek without a paddle? Beijing has restricted the export of 7 rare earths and related materials used across the defense, energy, and automotive industries as part of its retaliation against the United States and Donald Trump. Exporters must now apply to the Ministry of Commerce for licenses, a relatively opaque process that can range from 6 or 7 weeks to several months. Yeah, the United States will not win this trade war with China. And you got Donald Trump talking about China call me. China ain't calling Donald Trump for shit. China does not need the United States for shit. And the United States can't force China to do trade with this country. Buckle up, buttercups. I see some real tough days ahead.